I'm going to make Ghanakatha, a traditional Sri Lankan biscuit that we find everywhere. So for this recipe, I'm using 1 cup of plain flour or with baking powder, or you can use 1 cup of self-raising flour, 1 egg, then I have 50 grams of milk powder, then I'm using 50 grams melted butter with 50 grams sugar. I'm always reducing the level of sugar in my recipe. You can add another 50 grams if you like to, and separately, and vanilla, and separately I have some sugar and butter. What I'm going to do is make the biscuits first, then after that I'm going to brush the top with a little bit of butter and sprinkle the sugar on top. Even you can wash with water, just with a brush, add water on top and put butter too, but I like this way. When you put a little butter on top, it gives a nice crispy color too. Into the mixing bowl, now I am going to add the sugar and the melted butter. Always melt the butter when you do this recipe. Then the milk powder, and I'm going to mix this a little bit, and meantime I'm going to add the vanilla. Some they don't use eggs in this recipe, but I am using eggs because it gives a nice texture, as well as it avoids being dry. So into that I am going to add 1 egg, and after that I'm going to add the flour and mix it thoroughly after about 2 minutes. When you are doing this recipe, if you find this is little wet, add a little bit more flour. It doesn't matter in this recipe at all. Use plain flour or self-raising flour. After finishing the Ghanakatha mix, take a bowl out from that. Even because this mix is little sticky, you can dip that in sugar to coat in sugar too, without adding any butter on top, or you can brush with butter. I'll show you later. I don't have the large crystals sugar. I have only caster sugar today, so I am going to use caster sugar in this recipe, so it won't be very visible though I add sugar on top. So make all the Ghanakatha first. I finished making the Ghanakatha, so put the brush on and just put the butter on top on each. And I have some brown sugar, the crystal brown sugar. I'm going to use brown sugar. It doesn't matter, but the color will little change. So like that, put the butter on top and sprinkle with sugar. Now I'm going to bake this on 160 about 25 minutes. I finished baking the Ghanakatha, and I'm going to transfer that onto a wire rack to cool down. These are the Ghanakatha biscuits, and I hope you will enjoy this recipe. Thank you for watching.